Hi there, welcome to day 2 of our 5-day confidence series. This is the day we're focusing on mindset and mindfulness and dialing things down in order to really open up our awareness and our connection to ourselves and others. So I added a restorative flow here. I know we've also talked about a meditation and some tools and being aware of our thoughts and our triggers, but today I just wanted to also add a restorative practice that you can come back to, that you can put in your toolbox. This is a great way to kind of maintain our mindset and our sense of mindfulness and really train and change the way our mind defaults to certain thought processes. It really is possible to retrain our brains and to have a more open, positive way of thinking versus maybe some of the defaults that we tend to fall into with certain triggers. Helping to be aware, again, of what those are and just be prepared so that we have the empowerment to behave and think in a way that we choose. So what we're going to do is we're going to set an intention for today's practice. We always like to do that. And it is just, I'm going to offer one up. You can have whatever intention you want. So I am calm, I am centered, and I am confident. So close your eyes, and I want you to say that affirmation to yourself. I am calm, I am centered, I am confident. I am calm, I am centered, I am confident. As we've talked about, confidence is such an inside job. It's how you feel before anything else you show to the world. It's what gauges your way in your presentation. You can have everything you think you want, but if you don't feel confident, you will always feel like something's missing. I am calm, I am centered, I am confident. So I invite you for this practice to grab a lot of props from all around your house, pillows. If you have a bolster, blanket, yoga blocks, grab them all. You can see what you need when it is right near you. But we're going to move into a supported child's pose here. So this practice is about 20 minutes. And it just allows your nervous system to really decompress. It's a great way to kind of end a Sunday if you're heading back to work, end of Friday before you're heading into the weekend to release work anytime you want. I love this for before bed. So I'm going to set this up. I have a blanket that I've put between my legs here and my hips. I'm going to take my bolster, or you can take a nice couch cushion or a couple of pillows, and we're just going to drape ourselves over this. And we're going to stay here for about 3 to 4 minutes. So the key to restorative yoga is really taking a little extra time to get into a very supported pose. It's not active at all. We're not doing long holds. We're not doing engaging power moves. We're not moving with the breath. We're just feeling supported and nurtured, which is exactly what you need right now. So we're going to come forward onto this, and I want you to adjust anything however you need to so that you're really comfortable and you don't feel any sense of tension anywhere in your body. So make whatever adjustments you need to create that situation, and then go ahead and just relax. Take a big deep breath and let it out. And keep your head however is most comfortable for you. Just feel your body release whatever tension you're holding on to. Just repeating that mantra to yourself throughout this practice. I am calm. I am centered. I am confident. It really is just so crucial to love ourselves. If we do not love ourselves, it's hard for others to give us the love we deserve, because we've given such a message of our value and we're not taking the time for ourselves. We have to love ourselves first and treat ourselves as magically as we treat everybody else. You are magic. We are all magic. We all have such beautiful gifts. Try and release the thoughts that are in your mind. If they come to you, just try to let them pass through. You can address them later. This is your time to just be. Just taking a couple more breaths here. Start to set up to transition and bring your hands down and just gently lift yourself up off the props. We're going to transition to a reclined butterfly, Supta Baddha Konasana. So you can keep your blanket nearby, and you have some blocks. Again, you can put a book behind here as well. Kind of, again, sometimes this takes just a little playing around with, but we're gonna set this up on like a little angle here. So you want this nice and supported. You don't want anything tipping over. And we're going to place the base of our spine right at the edge here. And you can grab your blanket, bring it with you, and you're just gonna lay back on it. So you should feel that support for the entire length of your spine. Your head should be right on the top of your supports, whether they be a bolster or a couch cushion or pillows. And then bring the soles of your feet together. So the farther away they are, the less uncomfortable it might be, depending on your mobility. But just find a way where you can make a nice little diamond with your legs. And then you can take the blanket and just drape it over your hips here, just to find a nice sense of groundedness. And then once you have found your position where you can just melt into it, you can drop your arms and let your chest expand. And take a nice deep breath. Release whatever you are still holding on to. Just let it all go. And just settling right in here. Notice if you're holding any tension in your jaw, your face. Try to release it. Melting into your support, your props, letting them hold you, releasing any need you have to work in any way, feeling completely supported. Now, I have some soft music. I don't know if you can hear it, but I kept it nice and low intentionally so that you could play whatever music you find most relaxing for your practice. Nice deep breath, as deep as you can. Nice long exhale. And breathing in, I am calm. I am centered. I am confident. You are a unique, divine being that needs never to compare themselves with anyone else. Just take a few breaths here before we transition to our next pose. Taking the blanket, if you have one, off, bringing your knees up, just putting your soles of your feet onto the mat. And you can just simply roll off to the side, come back up to seated. And our next pose will be a supported, wide-legged, folded forward fold. So again, I'm going to face you here. And bringing these props, again, you can even just use your blocks if you want, which will support your head. Just set it up. Sometimes it takes a little playing around with the props to find the right balance. But you just want to make sure everything is nice and supported. So you can even bring your blanket over the top here. Actually, maybe I will go to the side so you can see how I am setting this up. So I have my prop similarly to how I just did with the reclined butterfly. I'm just sort of setting this up. So again, we want everything to be supported. So then you just want to play around with it. You're just going to hinge forward from the hips, feeling a nice gentle release in the back of your legs here. Just placing your hands down gently on the mat. Just settling into that stretch. And just release and relax. And adjust your legs a little bit as you need to. If that stretch is too intense, you don't want an intense sensation. You just want to feel, again, supported and relaxed. You can drape your hands up over this prop too and stretch across your back. I'm just taking a few more breaths here. And just gently pushing off the floor and coming to sit up and just placing your props a little off to the side here. And we're going to move to our supported supine twist, laying on our backs. So to make sure you have enough space to move your legs side to side. So we're going to just kind of find our way down to the mat. And go ahead and take your blanket, and you can blanket or a pillow, and just put it off to the right here. You're going to bring your legs up, your knees up, give yourself a little rock. And then go ahead and let them fall all the way to the right. So you might have to adjust this if they're up a little too high. You just don't want to feel like you're holding your legs up. And just settle in here. You can place your arms out to the sides or like a goalpost, but whatever is most comfortable for you to settle in. And we're just going to do a couple of minutes on each side here. Just feeling the release of your spine, the support of the blanket or the pillow, your chest open, repeating your mantra, I am calm, I am centered, I am confident. And open that big, beautiful heart up to share with the world. And just taking another breath here. And inhaling your knees back to center, giving them a big hug. And just moving that blanket over to the other side. And then just letting your knees drop to the left. And finding that same supported posture on the other side. You may have a little more mobility one side over the other, so you may have to play around with your blanket to feel the most amount of support. But just making sure you're taking the time to get completely supported before you settle in. There's no suffering through any of these poses. Whenever I do these, I feel such a stimulation to my digestion, kind of helping everything move along. Giving our organs a hug too. I used to take a restorative class years ago. It was every Tuesday night. It was 90 minutes of pure heaven. I looked forward to it all week. And then my favorite instructor moved away. Taking another breath or two in this pose. And then breathing, inhaling your knees back up to the center, just giving yourself a hug and a rock. And rolling off to the side, coming up to seated. We're going to move to a legs up the wall pose. So this is a very restorative pose, but it takes a little maneuvering to get into. So I'm going to invite you to find a wall. I'm going to use this little column here. And this sometimes feels really good to have something underneath your hips. So again, it takes a little maneuvering to get into it, but it is well worth it. So you're going to kind of get yourself up onto your blanket and just get your hips as close to the wall as you can. And then you're going to let yourself come back here. You're going to have to do a little adjusting. So get that underneath your hips and then shimmy forward a little more so that your bottom is right up against the wall. And then let your legs come all the way up the wall. And once you know there is no space and your hips feel nice and supported and your sacrum is supported, then you can find whatever arm position you like. You can, again, do a nice goal post or arms out to the side, or you can even place your hands over your belly. I didn't give myself much room here for side, but and Viparita Karini. This allows any stagnant circulation to find its way back up towards your heart, helping to just rejuvenate your circulation, your mindset, shifting your whole perspective upside down with a fresh new outlook. Just a couple more breaths here. fully taking in beautiful, juicy sense of connection and centered stillness that you have created. So to get out of this posture, you can just place your feet up against the wall here. What I like to do is just sort of bring my arms in and roll off to the side. And out of that with a whole new perspective, like I said. And we're just going to finish in our Shavasana. So since this was a restorative pose and your nervous system should already be nice and relaxed, you may be a little chilly. So you can grab a sweatshirt, you can grab some cozy socks, you can, whatever of your props, you can take your blanket and again place it over your hips, or you can place it over your entire body. So I'm just going to have you find whatever is the most cozy way to end your practice here. And just find yourself onto your back. And let your legs fall out to the corners of the mat. Yourself fully covered by your blanket. And just rest into your final Shavasana. Fully taking in this beautiful practice that you have allowed yourself to take the time, the benefit, the stillness. Big hug to yourself and just take it all in and repeat one last time. I am calm. I am centered. I am confident. And don't make that the last time you say it. Say that over and over and over to yourself. Starting to bring a little awareness to your body, moving your fingers and toes. If you have time, you can remain in your Shavasana for as long as you like. And bringing your knees up, your feet flat on the floor, just rocking your knees side to side here. And letting them fall to one side. Coming into a fetal position, just allowing yourself a gentle transition back to sort of consciousness and awareness in your life. And placing your hand on the floor and just gently coming up, finding your way to a nice seated position. Again, feel free to bring yourself up to on a block or a pillow, or just noticing if it's just a little more easeful to sit this way now that you've opened everything up, your body, your heart, your mind. Just taking another minute, another few breaths here to fully absorb the way you feel right now, how at ease, how centered, how calm, centered, and confident you feel. And take this sensation with you, take this power with you as you move into your day, into your life, knowing you have the power and the ability to choose your thoughts, how you react to them, your feelings, and your actions. You have full control and power over your life. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. Feel free to come back to it regularly as another tool in your toolbox to being your most sexy, centered, strong, seasoned woman.